Hey guys, welcome in for 30 Books in 30 Weeks. It's Sunday night, so that is our wrap-up night. And this week, as many of you already know, I have been doing my genius work. Genius Potential was our book for week number 25, and so I want to really bring it full circle tonight. And honestly, I would be remiss if I covered this book and did not cover the one thing that the author, Dr. Will Moreland, is so passionate about, and that is how you invest, waste, or spend your time. I would be completely remiss if I didn't cover that. So, hey Frederick, for those of you who are coming in, feel free to share the video out, invite some folks into the discussion. Would love to have you. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Ultimate Power Team. If this is the first time you've joined me, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Marcy Batiste. I'm your Ultimate Power Coach. I am America's #1 success and recovery trainer, and 30 Books in 30 Weeks is a personal development journey that I decided last year that I wanted to share with you all. Some of the tips, tools, and life hacks that I share with my coaching clients. And I've rated my personal development library for the last 25 weeks. We are on week 25. Today is our wrap up of Genius Potential, which was the book selection for this week. And as I said, I would be completely remiss if I didn't cover this subject matter. Dr. Will Moreland is the author of this little gem right here. It is truly a jewel. Lots of great life hacks, business hacks, entrepreneurial hacks in this book. But the one thing that I will say to you, if any of you know Dr. Moreland, you've worked with him before, you've coached under him, you've attended workshops, you've read any of his books, you know that he's very, very passionate about how we invest our time. For me, one of my big things is I call them our personal investments. So it's, your energy, your time, your emotions, all of that combined. But for his big thing is how you invest your time. And so one of the things that he always says, if I could tell you, I've worked with this wonderful person for the last 6 years, and if he said to me once, he said to me 10,000 times that we are all equal in time, separated by what we do with it. And I remember the first time he said that, I had to kind of think about it. And so then I was doing my reading for today, and I saw it quoted on page 101 in the book. And I said, you know what? That's the message tonight, to really truly bring this full circle, because I know for a fact that's one thing that he's passionate about. I also know for a fact that the philosophy works, that the principle works. What's up, David? How are you? It works. Once you realize that nobody gets more time than anybody else, so when you see people out there crushing it, you see people out there being super productive, getting things done, meeting with clients, still having time for personal lives and relationships and all those things that we all want, it truly is possible. But you have to be intentional with everything that you do. You can't waste time. You have to view your time and your energy as investments. They are personal investments that will yield you the greatest return. If you manage how you invest your time, then that frees up a lot of your emotional and spiritual energy to be able to go all in and commit and do things for other people. And so, and even for yourself, I'm huge on taking that time, having that me time, reclaiming your me time. It's highly coveted, and so many people have lost their grasp on being able to really truly have time for themselves, to set it aside and not feel guilty about it. And so those of you who know me and work with me, you know that I'm sold out to my happiness, which means I make time for me. I just got back from a trip from LA, and even in that, I made sure that I had time for me in there. I was still able to read, I was still able to go get my Starbucks, but I was still able to also have time with family. I was able to have a meeting with a client while I was there. So there is time to do all that, but you have to be strategic. You have to be intentional about how you make that time investment. And then giving yourself time to recover. You know, you can't just go 24/7, 365 and not have things back into you, pour things back into you that refills your cup and resets your emotional calibrations. So that being equal in time, separated by what we do with it. Like I said, what's up, Joy? Hey, China. Is huge. Dr. Moreland is, like I said, if he said it to me once, he said it 10,000 times. And so I giggled when I saw it in the book. But truly being a master of your time investment is so important to your success. It's so important for me to my happiness, because like I said, I have to be able to build in that me time. I have to be able to build in quiet time. I have to have time. I have to have time alone. I have to have time alone. I'm an extroverted introvert, I always say, and I think they call it an ambivert, actually, is the terminology for it, but meaning simply that I love people. I love being around people, but I have my limit to people. And once I've had my limit to people, I'm kind of like a toddler who needs a nap, and I just have to go sit down somewhere. I have to find quiet space. I have to find, headphones on, world off type of thing. Like, I have to be able to shut everything else off, shut off the white noise, shut off the conversations, shut off people's problems, the whole 9 yards, and really reconnect with myself. Otherwise, I'm no good. I'm no good for myself. I'm no good for my clients. I'm no good for my family. So truly understanding the importance of that time investment, truly understanding everyone gets the same 24 hours. But if you're pissing yours away and then you're not meeting your goals, you don't have nobody to blame but yourself, because it is within your control to appropriately manage your time for what you desire to have in your life and the people that you want to have in your life and the things that you want to have in your life. But you have to be intentional about it. You can't just be willy-nilly like, hey, let me just get up today and see. You know, one of the questions I love is when people say, what did you do today? And if you don't know what you did today, that's a strong indicator that you're wasting a lot of time. So if you're not reaching your goals and you don't know what you do from day to day, you're wasting time. That's what you're doing. You don't really need to worry about what the minutia is. The ultimate is that you are wasting time. You are not making time investments. Because I guarantee you, if you're investing your time, you would know what you were investing it in. You would know how you are, what banks you're dropping it in. You know what buckets everything is going in. You know where that time goes. And you're not sitting there wondering like, oh my God, like it was 9 o'clock in the morning a minute ago and it's 10 o'clock at night now. That doesn't happen when you're strategically and intentionally investing your time. So as Dr. Will Moreland says, today's wrap up for Genius Potential: we're all equal in time, separated by what we do with it. That message is hereby co-signed by your Ultimate Power Coach as true testimony. When I'm wasting my time, I'm not meeting my goals, I'm not getting things done, and I have no one to blame but myself. And that's real talk. So that's the message for this week. Join me tomorrow. We're going to introduce the next book. It's going to be a good one. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited to introduce next week's book. It was a game changer on my healing journey. So I'm anxious to share that. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing out. If you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, however you're viewing this, thanks for taking the extra step and going the extra mile to be part of the Ultimate Power team. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.